Hi, and welcome. It's nice to see you back after spending some time off with family and friends. In this video, I'll show you how I make a few of my other bracelet cards. Like the other options I've shown you in the previous videos, you can customize to fit your needs. Your first step should be to measure the diameter of your bracelet. This will help determine how wide the center of the card should be. Basically, the fit should be snug but not too loose. Taking the width into account, you do not want it too loose or too tight. The bracelet that I'm using for this tutorial is a size 7 stretch bracelet. The next step is to open Design Space and start a new project. We're going to select a square, your choice of corner, and make it 3.9 by 2.8. And before I select it, what do you guys think about the new shapes that were added? Let me know down in the comments. I'm going to choose a regular square. And make this 3.9 by 2.8. Change the color to white. Just move this over. I'm going to select another square. And I'm going to make this one 0.32 by 1. Now this height will be based on the height of your bracelet if you're just using one or multiple. Now I'm going to select both shapes. I'm going to align it to the right. I'm going to align center vertically. Now with both still selected, I'm going to click on slice to cut the smaller section out of the larger square. I'm going to move this over. Now I'm going to take one of the sections that was sliced and repeat those steps for the left side. I'll just take one, move it here, select all, align left, and then center vertically, and then click on slice. And now we'll just move this and then delete the remaining sections I don't need. And here's a basic bracelet card if you just want to use this. If this meets your needs, you can stop here, add your text and images. You could get about 6 of these on one sheet on 8.5 by 11 cardstock. Now, if you want to add a rounded top to place a peg hole or a hanging hole, this is how you can do it. Select a half circle and rotate it 90 degrees. We're going to place this on the top line or center it on the top line, making sure it overlaps because we're going to weld the shapes together. Okay, I'll put it right there. Now I'm going to select all of that and I'm going to center it horizontally. And with both of the shapes still selected, I'm going to click on weld so that it forms one shape. I want the overall height of the card to be 3 inches. So I'm going to click on the card, and as you can see, the height is 3.369. I want that to be 3 inches. So I'm going to unlock. Change this to 3 and then lock it, and then this is the size that I want, 3 by 3.9. To make the peg hole or hanging hole, we're going to select a U-shaped tag, which is one of the new shapes. Make the width 0.25. At this point, do not unlock the size lock for this part because the shape will change dramatically and that's not the look that we want. We're just going to reduce the size of the overall shape without changing the dimensions of the shape, if that makes sense. So we're going to make this 0.25 the width, rotate it 90 degrees, and change the color to white. Now we want to duplicate it. We're going to flip the duplicated tag horizontal. And now we're going to place both side by side, making sure that they touch or overlap just a little bit to weld together. Now select all of that, center vertically, and then click on weld. Select another half circle, rotate it 90 degrees, make the height 0.25. Again, do not unlock the size lock for this part. Place the half circle on top of the welded shape and make sure it overlaps just a bit. Select all of that. We're going to center horizontally, and with both still selected, we're going to click on weld. And we've just created a peg hole. Now place the peg hole at the top. At this point, you can add any text or images. You can get about 6 on one sheet if you're making 3" by 3.9" card. Before I move on to the second bracelet card, I'm going to align this horizontally. Just group. I'll move that one over here. Select another square. This time I'm going to use the rounded corner square. And I'm going to make it 3.5 by 3.5. Change the color to white. I'm going to select a half circle. Make the width 0.375. Again, do not unlock the size lock for this part. This is where you will determine how big or small you want the half circle, which will depend on the diameter of your bracelet. When you increase the width of the half circle, you are making the center area of the card across the middle shorter. When you decrease the width of the half circle, you are making the center of the card across the middle wider. So play around with the sizing here. Now I'm going to select the half circle and the square. I'm going to align it to the right, and then I'm going to center vertically, and then I'm going to slice. I'll move this over here, and now I'm going to repeat those steps on the left side. So just take one of the slice sections, move it here, and then I'm going to flip it horizontally. I'm going to select all of that, align left, and then center vertically, and then click on slice. Then I'll move that here and then delete the remaining sections I don't need. Now, to add the peg hole without the curved top, I'm going over here to my layers panel. I'm going to duplicate this peg hole, and I'm just going to center the peg hole about here, and I'm going to select all of that, center horizontally, and then group it. Now you can proceed with your customizations. Then you would align, and then once you're done, you would attach everything together before you hit make it. You always want to make sure that you check your layers panel to ensure the correct operations are set. In this case, what is set to cut and what is set to draw. You can also get about 6 of these on one sheet if you're making 3.5 by 3.5 bracelet cards. Now, to do the customizations, I'm just going to add text here and then social handle here at the bottom. I'm using the Cricut Sans font. I'm also using the writing style, and I'm going to change the size, the font size to 12. And I'll change the color. And I'll add the social handle at the bottom. Again, I'm using the Cricut Sans font, the writing style, and the font size 12. select all of that, align it horizontally, and then attach. Then for this one, I'm going to add the same text. So I'll go here, hit duplicate, add that here, choose the other, duplicate, select all, center horizontally, and then attach. This one, I'm going to move this down just a little and select all of that, center horizontally, and then attach. We have the card set to cut, we have the peg hole set to cut, and the text for drawing. Here's an illustration of a design from Canva. All you would need to do is duplicate the peg hole in the layers panel and cut out the half circles or the rectangular shape from both sides if you choose to. So I will quickly go through that. Before I do, I want to change the color of the canvas because this is white and you can barely see it. So I'm going over to blank canvas in the layers panel, click on that, then go up to color, and I'm going to change it to a light gray. I'm going to start with this one first, so I will move this one. I'm going to change the size. I'm going to make it 3.5 by 3.5. I'm going to choose a half circle. Make the width 0.375. Remember, do not change the size lock. I'm going to place it here. Select all of that. Align right. And then center vertically. And with both still selected, slice. I'll just move this over. I'll take one of the sections that was sliced and I'm going to flip horizontal, move it here, select all of that. I'm going to align left and then center vertically, and with both still selected, click on slice. Now just move that. Delete the sections I don't need, and then I just need to add the hanging hole or the peg hole here. I'm going over to the layers panel, click on one of the peg holes and click on duplicate. Place that here and select all of that, align horizontally, and then attach. Take this one, make it 3.5 by 3.5. And for this one, I'm going to make the rectangular sides. So I'm going over to shapes, select a square. I'm going to make it 0.32 by 1. I'm going to select both, align right, center vertically, with both still selected, click on slice, move this over. Select the section that was sliced. Let's move it over here. Select all of that. Align left, then center vertically, and with both still selected, click on Slice. Delete the remaining sections you don't need. And finally, we just need to add the peg hole. So I'm going over to the Layers panel and duplicate. Add that here. Now select all. Center horizontally, and then attach. I'm going to align, then I will select Make It, and I'll return to show you the results. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed what I've shared, give it a positive like, drop a comment, and subscribe. Also, if you have a topic suggestion on what you would like to see, drop them in the comment section below. Remember, stay positive, appreciate your progress, and I'll see you in the next video.